This is the problem. These people have now gotten so sucked into the black hole.
Shut up for hate.
They're an evil cult of kids.
It's hate army, bro.
It's a cult. It's a cult of hate.
Yo, shout out hate army, nigga.
It's a cult of hate against me.
Big fucking ups to hate army. Shout out to hate.
I'm not gonna have it. Good vibes to the hate army. It's not funny.
Shout out for hate.
How about that? This is a sharp turn. Look at this. Oh, why is it so sharp? Weird turns. Okay. Starline did a £2 super chat and asks, am I a good driver in real life? I have not been in a car accident since I was in my 20s. That was the last time. Then again, I don't drive that much. So maybe if I drove way more often, I'd get into accidents more often. I'm going to be honest here. I'm not going to lie and be like, oh yeah, I'm an expert driver and I drive all the time, and, you know. But I've been in a few accidents. When I was younger, when I was in high school, I had a Ford Escort, and one day I was driving home on the freeway. Whoa, I'm braking here. I was driving home on the freeway, and it was only a 2-lane freeway, very narrow. And I was trying to lane change left, and as I was very calmly, with my blinker on, everything, lane changing left, someone was flying up in the left lane. They had to have been going like 90 to 100 miles per hour. They were like severely speeding. So I course corrected back to the right lane, but I was nervous and scared because I thought the guy was going to rear end me. So I narrowly avoided him, but I overcompensated. And I hit the right divider, or the right guardrail, and I bounced off like a pinball, and my car bounced back and forth across the freeway and completely totaled. So I almost died. Luckily, it didn't do much damage to me, but the door impacted to like here, and the airbag stopped my head. So if I didn't have an airbag, I would be dead. I would have died when I was in high school. So that was my first car accident. Okay, then the next one I can remember, I was simply driving down the street and someone rear-ended me. But luckily it wasn't hard. Like, it was just like a boom, it hurt. But then when we got out and we looked, there was no damage. So that was like my second accident ever. And that one just, we walked away from it and we just let it go. Like, I didn't even do any insurance or anything. The third accident I was in wasn't me driving. I was in a car with my friends, and we were going to a Street Fighter tournament. And we had just gotten onto the highway. It's not the freeway, but the highway. And I remember we were all in the car together. We were, hanging out, talking. And my friend literally leaned over to adjust the radio because he wanted to get the radio to a good song. He touched the radio once. What the hell is this person doing? He touched the radio once. He looked up. Traffic, bumper to bumper, too late, couldn't stop, rear-ended the car. And it created a conga line of rear endings. It was like an accordion, like 5 cars all rear-ended each other. So that was awful, because then I'm sure his insurance must have fucking skyrocketed, and he was still in his 20s, so I'm sure he got into a lot of trouble for that, and it probably made him like way expensive to drive for a while. Then I'm trying to think of all the accidents I've been in. The next accident that I was in, I was driving, and I was coming home from a Street Fighter tournament, again with my friends in the car, and as we were driving home, it was from New Jersey. I remember we were going from New Jersey back to Connecticut. A giant blizzard broke out while we were driving. Okay, it was really bad, like heavy snow coming down, but we were already halfway home. Well, we got to keep going, so we just kept going, and basically, it got so bad. The driving conditions got so ridiculously bad that there was no way to effectively stop your vehicle unless you were very careful. And I was driving slow. I was maybe going 20 miles per hour on this freeway, and under the snow was black ice. So the car just went flook, and I couldn't stop it, and we just went right off the freeway into the forest. And luckily there was a snowbank that had built up right in front of a tree. So we went and stopped in the snow. If there hadn't been that much snow, we would have gone right into the tree, but we got lucky. And in that case, there was no damage to my car. I got incredibly lucky that there was no damage at all. This is a red light right here. Very, very lucky that day that there was no damage to the car. So, Oh, here we go. Okay. We were actually stuck in the snowbank, and luckily a good pedestrian, a good Samaritan, I should say, not pedestrian, a good Samaritan pulled over to help us and had a snow shovel in their car and helped us dig the car out because we were completely stuck in snow. It was insane.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And then the last time, or wait, no, that really was the last accident that I had. The only other time that something ever happened was once I was backing out in a parking lot. This was a long time ago. I was backing in a parking lot, and there was one of those pickup trucks that is so huge. I mean, you're talking about the giant ones, right? So the pickup truck's bed stuck out halfway. This was like at a mall parking lot, okay? It literally stuck out halfway into the way you're supposed to be driving through. So I'm backing out from a spot across the way, and everything I'm seeing is good, but the truck is so huge on the other side, I didn't see it, and I actually backed my car into the back of the truck. And I was like, oh, shit, you know, did I damage the truck? Did I just wreck my car? And I pulled it forward, and come to find out, I did. I damaged the back quadrant of my car, which sucked, obviously. But then the truck was completely untouched. The truck looked pristine because, of course, the truck is huge. And on top, you know, I backed into it and it just crushed the back quadrant of my car. So that was the last time. That was like, I'm trying to remember when that was. I can't even remember. It was so long ago. So that was about it. That's it. I've never, outside of the totaling of my car in high school, that's the only real serious issue I've ever had. Tickets and stuff, I like had one speeding ticket ever. Once a cop pulled me over for running a red light. You know, stuff like that. Like really basic stuff. Nothing crazy, you know? So I guess you could say I'm not a bad driver, but at the same time, I don't drive that often. So. Okay.
Typically helps me more than anything.